Good morning, guys. I'm off to Exeter today, which is like west of the UK. Today's a day of music. It's been a while. Today is predominantly rehearsals, and then we're staying over at the big cottage place, which is really cool. I'll show you guys when I'm there. And then tomorrow we're shooting a video in a massive warehouse, which is going to be really cool. And then we've got a gig in the evening in Exeter, and then I'm going to be doing a late night drive back home, because I need to be back here for Saturday back in Oxford. I just really wanted to take you guys along with me, because I want to show you and any fellow musicians out there or people who travel how to still continue leading a lifestyle that's got routine and intention. In my many years of traveling and being on the road, I've always found it very difficult to keep a routine, because you know, things can change when you're on the road, and like, yeah, the gig will be at a later time, and then you always get back late, and then you always feel snapped up afterwards because you've been in a car for so long and you don't eat right. I've only recently took control of that steering wheel, pun not intended, and I want to show you guys sort of the things that I do. I kind of just want to show you guys what I do when I'm on the road. How do I keep my body limber, loose, energetic? So last night I packed my car and some stuff that I'm going to take with me because it's an overnight stay. Ames helped me out a little bit as well by sorting out my food. But I'm still doing my fruitarian thing, or it's more so a mucusless diet. Had a hot meal last night for the first time in a long time, and yeah, I wanted to, because I wanted to see what it was like, and also it's still very new process for me, so there was some temptation there too still. But yeah, I'm still very strong on the mucusless diet. I had to pre-pack lots of fruit to take, because there's food sorted for the band, but it's like takeaway, and I don't really want to have hot food, let alone takeaway, because it's very oily. So I'm just packing my own fruit, basically. The earliest you can prep, the better. I found if I give myself lots of time to pack the right things, I will pack the right things. All my stuff's packed, so I don't need to rush. I've done the things that are very important to me today: meditation and my gratitude journal. And considering that I'm on the road for a long time, I decided to squeeze in some yoga as well. So I did some yoga. I might try and do some primitive movement just to get the muscles stimulated, but nothing too strenuous, because I don't want my muscles to be tight. All the birds are waking up now. So this is sort of stuff I have in my food thing. I have a whole melon, which I'm going to cut in half like I usually do, and that's going to sustain me a lot just on its own. But just in case, I've got a couple massive oranges. I've got some hummus, which isn't fruit, but considering I've still got cravings, it's quite a good option. Kiwis before bed, very good. Avos, I've got a couple of avos for the fats. Ames packed me some strawberries, raspberries, plenty of bananas, and I've got some nuts in there, monkey nuts and peanuts and raisins, and a couple of lychees. And that's literally all that I'm going to pack food-wise. Something I realised yesterday with my hot food was I felt so dehydrated, and I had to chug water. Obviously, because fruit's very hydrating in itself, in its own nature, but it just felt so wrong that I had to chug that much water after eating. It made no sense to me. It used a lot of energy to digest. I'm still digesting it now, obviously, but it's taking a lot longer. There's more feelings of hunger, but like the hunger is different. It's like basically when your tummy rumbles, when your stomach rumbles, intestine opens up and lets bits of food out into the intestine to digest. And when that gate opens in your intestine, it makes a noise, it makes that rumbling noise. That mixed with the feeling of hunger and the rumbling noise is literally just your body digesting the food. It doesn't mean you need more food. You've got plenty of food within you already. It's about energy, so I'm eating when my energy feels low, not when I'm hungry. And yeah, it's very hard to gauge when that is, when you've when you're stuffed with hot food. It just doesn't feel right. But anyway. Right, we're off. 3-hour trip. Had a really good morning. I feel warm, I feel limber, I feel connected. If you're on a long trip or constant long trips, just get some cheap pillows, and they're really good for your lumbar so you're not arched and all your pressure's on your lower back. Here we go, I'm going. So I've left a bit early, so I'm hoping to get there for about 11:30. Gives me time for when I need to stop and get fuel, but it also gives me time for when I get there. I can just do some quick stretches. I brought my skipping rope with me, get some blood pumping, and I can just do some primitive movement, but it gives me time just to get there and be like, right, I'm here, let's feel the environment, let's get used to where we are, breathing the air of this side of the country. Should get used to being outside of the car after a long time. So yeah, I'll update you on the ETA. ETA should be pretty accurate, to be fair, but in a circumstance where I turn up late, then obviously that's unfortunate. I can't stretch properly, but if that's the case, then I'll make the most of the movement in carrying my drums, like loading my drums out. I'll breathe through my nose, I'll make sure I'm doing that properly, I'll make sure my form is great, you know, if I need to kneel down, I'll do like a nice squat down, and just get the blood pumping. So it's all about being conscious. So I said conscious, but conscious. Alright, I'm going to take my phone off for a bit now and just get this drive done. Number 3, please.
Yeah, 49.39.
50 schmackaroonies.
Waiting for connection.
Alright, wait for connection, yeah. If you need to fill up your fuel, try and ignore the service station signs of all the advertisements of poisonous food like Mackey's and KFC and stuff like that. Especially if you're, you know, trying to eat a certain way, ignore it. Just drive straight past it. You're better off. We are 1 hour away, getting some pins and needles in my left leg, so I'm really excited to stretch. I was contemplating stopping, doing a little bit of a stretch and a jump, and then driving the rest, but I'd rather just get there and have like the sickest stretching session. So I'm just gonna bash it out. I'm gonna bash out this hour, stay away from these signs. Not nice food, and they're really expensive, so if you want to lose your money on some shit food, do it, but don't recommend it though. Yesterday's hot dinner is sustaining me energy wise. Like, I don't feel like I need to eat. I feel pretty energized. Benefit of being a drummer, you get to lift loads of stuff, so I'm gassed. Nearly there. I made it. I just said my hellos to to the manager. This is where we're rehearsing today. Just a really big hall, and I'll show you where the video shoot's going to be. Through here. So we've got this huge warehouse. We're gonna have a film crew here tomorrow. So it's gonna be really cool. We're gonna set up in the middle and shoot some videos, some content for Black Foxes is the band, by the way, if I haven't mentioned. Anyway, I need to get on with stretching and doing some movement. So I've got my bag of stuff with me, which is, got a skipping rope and a nice ball for my feet, like a massage ball. I'm not gonna do it in here, I'm gonna do it outside, because I've been in a car and the air's been fairly stagnant, so I'm gonna do my best to get some fresh air out there whilst I can before we're stuck in this room all day. Oh, and by the way, taking my shoes and socks right off straight away, just to feel the air, ground, get used to Exeter. Let's go. Sort of decided I might just do it in the big hall here, because it's quite circulated with air, and it's a very big area to do some movement, so it's perfect really, isn't it? Let's do this. Skipping rope. So echoey in here, and I've got my little ball. I'm very stretched already from my session this morning, my yoga session, my workout, but I'm just gonna get the hips and the legs again, because it's my left leg was very tight. I think that's the issue if you go too hard on a workout, when you have a long journey or something, is, not that I went really hard, but you know, if your muscle's trying to repair and you're just staying in one position, it's not gonna repair very well. The key is, when you do this stretch, you go down from the hips, have a straight back until your back starts to bend, but don't bend it. And if you want to go all the way down, you bend from each vertebrae of the spine. So you really imagine it's lower first, then mid spine, then upper spine, and head. You want to lock your knees and tense your knees up, if you know what I mean. Right, that did for me, for that. Get some hip stuff. Key is just to move, that's the key. Just open the gate. Breathing through the nose. Straight back if you can. Skipping's great. Skipping's great. Nothing fancy, just normal skipping. Breathing through the nose for optimal O2 uptake. Do some doubles. Ouch. Do some of this. Really get it on the arch of the foot. Really the tissue. Can't optimally breathe through my nose because snot just keeps coming out. Get the other foot. Funnily enough, it's massaging your feet like this is going to get your hamstrings as well. Oh, my feet are so dirty in here, it's unreal. I don't really want to get on the floor because it's just so dirty. You could just do some balancing. It triggers everything. The key is you want to throw yourself off balance. So I like to do like wave your right leg in the front. It's the rebalancing which activates all of your body's muscles, or everything, it activates everything. But if you just stand there balancing, it doesn't do as much. Wave your foot around the back. Gets your toes quite activated. On the side. Other side. Other foot. Really want to throw myself off. Way! That's it. Really feel my core activating there, my obliques. I'm quite happy with that. The annoying thing about drumming is that you're sitting down all the time again, so the breaks in between are very vital if you're a drummer, or if you do something that requires sitting down and long distance. Whenever there's a chance to have a break, or like there's a chatting going on in a band and I'm not involved, maybe I'll stand up, do some wrist stuff, do some hip stuff mainly. It's about consistency. You can do one yoga session at 5 AM if you want, like for an hour, but you could still stiffen the heck up throughout the day. Just be aware of what you're doing with your body and try and make it as flowing as possible. Anyway, I'm gonna go set up. I love setting up because it's just like a really beautiful experience. Just I have a certain way to set my kit and it's like prepping for something amazing. The birth of a new creative musical experience. And it's just quite meditative to me. It's like balancing rocks. Like I tighten this there and I heighten this stand there and the snare tilts a little bit and you know, it's just really nice. So I'm gonna have some peace and quiet before everyone comes, which is a benefit of me turning up early. I can just get on with this on my own and get on with that on my own. The manager's sitting in his car. He's got food coming for the band, but obviously he's cancelling some of the stuff that he had on hold for me because he was unsure. But he bought some fruit for me. He bought some oranges and nanas, which is really cool. But luckily I brought my own stuff anyway. But that means I've got extra food, so if I want it. I also want to bring some attention to my outfit because recently I've been wanting to be more conscious of what I'm wearing and the impact it has on other people and myself. Luckily, I was told that I had to bring like 3 outfits for this sort of session because tomorrow we're doing like a video shoot and all that stuff. There's 6 of us in the band and it can be quite intense sometimes because we're all being vulnerable and creative. So I was very conscious about my colouring choice. So I've got a yellowish sort of mustard top. Yellow signifies happy and able, like the sun. You know, it's happy. You typically feel replenished when you see the sun. So I want people to feel that energy, not that I'm replenishing them, but that the color can provide that atmosphere. Black is magnetic, it attracts you to the person. When you see people like going on nights out, they wear black, they're trying to get laid. People wear black because it attracts people to them. So the black with the sun is like I'm drawing people in to look at this color for it to then. And just hints of brown. Just my watch is brown. I wear this all the time, it's brown. My skin's a bit brown. The significance of brown is harmony and environment. So it's a very grounding color to wear. So the intention is, as a drummer, I'm holding things together. I want people to feel like I'm happy and able to do the thing, and so are they. And that the black attracts them musically as well to me, because they can see me. My whole kit's brown as well. So brown, it's like, very grounded. They look at the drum kit and they're like grounded. I've got some other colouring choices for my other outfits. I'm wearing these shoes when I do wear shoes. They're like these really nice slides of a buckle. They're black with a hint of brown. These white Dickie socks with a good hint of yellow on them as well. That is my setup. I'm going to introduce you to the band. This is Ben. Who's this? Oh. That's Wolfie, Samuel Wolf.
Main man, your boy Josh.
Main man, boy Josh. It's Jack.
Hello,
hey, Jack Lorak. And finally, the Don of all Dons.
Yo.
Francis, mate. About to get it in, setting up for rehearsal, ready to sit down, and then I'll catch you guys later. I'll get some clips of us rehearsing and hopefully get to see the sort of stuff we're doing.
Some in a chase like honey, like honey. Some in a safe, some in you, some in a chase, some in the lose.
This is what it's about.
For my mum. How not to do yoga.
No, getting a stretch in. Hey! So we're all finished with rehearsals. They went really well. Did a little writing session as well. We've got like a few more tracks. Gonna go to where we're staying tonight, but I'm leaving my car here, so I'm just getting all my food out. This food. We're gonna go in the van. I feel pretty jammed up on the hips. It's just sitting down for so long. It's just crazy. Got to be back here for like 9:30 tomorrow morning. So nice early start. So it's a good job I got up early today. Get my body clock sorted. Got my bag of shit. I mean, amazing stuff, not shit.
The best though is different. This is the thing.
Right, the conundrum we're in right now is they're eating Indian in an Indian restaurant, and I thought it was takeaway. And the reason that sucks is because I thought they were going to take it away back to where we're staying so I can prep my own dinner. But no, they're eating in, and it just, you know, I decided to stay in the van because it's just way too tempting, especially given that I had a hot meal yesterday, and I'm in the process of coming off of things that are very addictive in those hot foods, things like salt and sugar if they're like more sweet hot foods. You know, when you just see someone like in mukbang like eating like massive amounts in their mouth, it just makes you so hungry. And that's what happened at rehearsals. They had like loads of hot sandwiches. I was like, shit, this is hard. So I just went to the car and just picked out some stuff that I had, like loads of nuts and some hummus and some fruits. I had a massive orange and that filled me up and hydrated me. But I've made the conscious decision to not go into this restaurant today because it's just going to be too tempting. I'm aware that I've still got like a mental craving to a degree for hot food sometimes. Just hyper aware that I had a hot meal yesterday, and I'm probably more sensitive to wanting a hot meal now, to giving in. I'm staying in the van. I brought a knife and a small chopping board, but I don't have a spoon. And that's a problem. I could cut it up into those squares that I usually do, those cubes in the melon, just pick them out with my hands. I might have to resort to that, you know, just eating with my hands. It's challenging. I'll update you when I'm there, when I'm doing the thing. Got my melon here. Got some nuts because they're easy to have. Maybe the rest of my hummus, my chopping board and my knife there. I'm just gonna eat this half of this melon and some of this fruit that's in here. And I should be okay after that. I'm gonna munch out here. It's actually working. So I cut the squares and I cut around it. And I'm able to just literally pick it up, like, and you just eat it. What I used to wrap the knife in, I can use as a hand towel. The best thing is, I don't need a drink because I'm so hydrated. Like literally, I'm not thirsty at all. I was just thinking like, shit, I'm gonna need a drink after this, but like, I just don't. Like, there's so much liquid in there. I feel so rich. I'm gonna stop filming now because this fucking church bell's so loud. But I'm happy. I'm a happy man. So we made it to the cottage. What a mission. The hardest thing to eat was the avo with that big ass knife. I was full and very hydrated and I felt so sick. I felt so great, man. It was just so good. And then I did loads of editing in the van as well, waiting for them to finish. Then we went to the pub. I didn't have anything except a toke of weed, and it was great. It was just such a good tiny amount, but just nice, complimented the moment, just as a beer would compliment somebody else's moment. And then we went to Co-op and I bought some Thai sweet chili crisps. But that's the only thing I've caved on. Yeah, and I was high, so I'm like, fuck. Still, kind of wish I didn't now, but I learned from that. I'm not gonna be too hard on myself. I'm gonna get some good rest. It's not too late. It's like no later than 11, I think. We're in the upstairs. Basically, Sam Wolf, the guy I met earlier, his dad, this is his dad's cottage, but he lets it out to Airbnb. It's like a 5-star mansion cottage. It's just insane. It's like, this is the loft. Got my bed there, somebody else's bed, and there's like a couple more floors. We just have the whole thing to ourselves. But yeah, it was a good day today. We made some of the sickest songs I've ever made in my life. Just so great. Now I'm going to take this time to sort of de-socialize and get into my space. It's difficult because I can often look like the outcast because I'm just separate from the band sometimes. But that's just like a decision. It's nothing personal. It's like a decision within myself. That's like, I like time alone, like a lot. I know when my dosage has been high and what that could lead to, like, you know, just overexhaustion. So I remove myself for them as well. I remove myself for other people so I can be the best version of myself again for them. And the byproduct is that I love, just right now it's so silent. My ears are just loving it, and yeah, had some time to do this, which is really important to me. Feeling good, got lots of fruit left, got half a melon in the car, in the van, and there's loads of other fruits still, so I'm chuffed. Really long day tomorrow though, it's gonna be a bit of a tricky one. Rise and shine early. I'm probably going to do my teeth and stay up here. I might do some light editing. I'm contemplating grabbing a hot shower just to calm my body down and start turning the lights down a bit. That's all I'm going to do tonight. Just meditate, just really wind down. I have the opportunity to, which is great. So yeah, night.
That would be crazy.
That was funny, that last night, walking upstairs and just seeing Ben just like making nest in just a room which he wasn't told to go in. And that's like, Ben, I don't think we're meant to be here, you know.
Good morning, everyone. It's a nice day here. Blue skies, as you can see. This is the cottage we're staying at. The boys are getting ready. I had my shower last night, so it frees up the bathroom for them. That was the main intention. And the byproduct of that was just had a really nice warm shower, and I can just wake up today and I might have to get wet, which is sometimes really long. And I'm ready, I'm quick. You know when it's just like really cold air and it just makes you feel so awake? It almost feels like I'm showering from the inside. I had a really beautiful meditation session this morning. It wasn't the longest and it wasn't the comfiest. I didn't have my meditation cushion and that, but it was still very, very nice. And I journaled, did the things that were important to me. So day of filming now, got to do a video shoot in that big warehouse bit, and then we got a gig late in the evening. So it's gonna be quite a busy day, and then I've got a long drive back home. I've got to be on my A game.
Cause you are the only thing I need to get by, to get by.
Back to live, back to play. Gonna be sick, full house Friday night. My setup. Here's Ben. The day is done. I'm driving home back to Oxford. It is currently 1:47 a.m. Getting back home at like 4:30, 4:45 a.m. This is why I've been hesitant to just like pursue music anymore as well. It's just so intense, like the sort of the schedule, and that's why I want to do this video, to show you the reality. Like no matter how hard you try, like you're gonna have late nights, your circadian rhythm's gonna be messed up. An update with the food ting. I caved. There was it was a very long day in the warehouse of waiting, which is something I underestimated, even though I know already that being in the music industry as a musician requires majority waiting and like 1% playing. But the thing I struggled with was in the filming today. They brought loads of snacks in, and I had some of the snacks. But the thing I'm trying to do, the mucusless diet, it was bad. It was mucus food. It was gingerbread biscuits. I had a sandwich. It was like a, what was it? It was a pretty healthy sandwich, to be honest. It was like tomato, spinach, and avocado, which was good, but it was bread, so. But then this evening at the gig, we smashed the gig. We did such a good job. There was pizzas all round for free for the musicians and any of our friends. And I had a few slices. and I just immediately was just like, what the fuck am I doing? The feeling of the pizza wasn't as satisfying as the feeling of the amount of energy I get from doing the mucusless diet. I was like, what am I doing? I'm eating a pizza at the same time as talking to someone about the mucusless diet. It makes no sense, but I still plugged my pages anyway because there's some meaningful stuff on there. I just want to remind myself too, and remind you guys, that this is the first time I've really done this on the road, like this sort of diet thing. It's very, very hard. But that's why I want to log this, to show you guys what it's really like. But honestly, majority of the time, I was eating fruit and I felt really good. So that's the main thing. I'm going to fast for a long time now. Got a long drive ahead, like just under 3 hours. So I'm going to get some sleep when I get in. And I appreciate you guys coming along with me. But there's going to be another point where I'm going to be going to Bristol to work with the bassist today. Because we've got recording in March, and we want to lock the bass and the drums together, and that's a good opportunity for me to do the mucusless diet as well, because it's not this intense gigging and recording. It's free reign basically, in terms of we get to do whatever we want to do. So we have a lot more control of what's going on around me and not be tied down to having to wait and shit. So in the meantime, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more content. Peace out, guys.